Well, here he is, David Haye, and as all world champions in two weight divisions need to be, sitting somewhere in the sun, suited and booted in the right way for the sun, and I hear you're in Ibiza anyway.
I am, yeah, sun shining, the energy's definitely positive, and I'm having a lovely chill time.
I've just had Frank Warren on talk about the heavyweight division. Before you go, just a couple of quick fire questions. Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, Tyson Fury, all in position at the moment. Joshua and Usyk about to happen. Quick pick on the winner of Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk after we saw them in London last week.
I'm going to go with Anthony Joshua again. I went with him in a big way in the first fight. He didn't fight in a manner in which I believed he was going to. That I think would have given him a best chance of winning. He applied probably the worst tactics you could do against a southpaw. Gave him range, was respectful inside, in close. There was no warnings from the referee about deducting points because he was really imposed himself all over him. I think he's watched it back and he knows what he needs to do, and he's got a good team who's going to really drill it into him. That this is not we're not having a boxing match here. That's not what it's about. This has got to be a dogfight from the first bell. If he comes out and he should be this close to getting a point deducted or disqualified. That's how physical he needs to be, because he's a specimen like no other in the heavyweight division. He is physically the most supreme heavyweight right now. He just needs to apply that into a style that's useful. And last time round, it wasn't very useful at all. And this time round, he has to do it. He really, really has to do it. And I believe he will do it. I believe he will do it.
Rapid fire question on three other heavyweights. Is Joe Joyce going to become a world champion?
It's going to be very, very tough. You know, Joe Joyce has got this cast iron jaw, and it just seems like Homer Simpson, where he just keeps getting, no matter how hard you hit him. But if you look back at the amateurs, he has been stopped before. If you fight someone who throws big single looping punches like Hammer did the other night, he can shake them off. But if you hit him with 3 shots in a row real quick, you know, the referee could jump in. So I don't like him relying on his chin. It's a terrible tactic, and the more he's progressed up in level, the more I've heard about his chin. And it's never something to be proud about that you take big punches. So punch evasion without learning how to avoid punches or slip punches, I think just because you've got a great chin, it's not enough to win a heavyweight title. Could he beat Tyson Fury by just eating shots? No. Could he beat Josh taking shots? Could he beat Usyk taking shots? Maybe the size. Maybe he could walk him down. Maybe. I think out of the three, his best chance would be against Usyk. The big guys who are sharp, fast down the line. I think his best shot would probably be Usyk.
Is Daniel Dubois going to take over eventually?
He's got the physical capabilities too. He's got that one punch knockout power. He looked really impressive in the States recently, picking up his WBA strap. I definitely think he's young enough to mold into a heavyweight. I think it's a bit crazy trying to chuck him in there right now. I think it's a 3 to 5 year program. He needs to be on to. Yeah. When he does get the shot, he's well-rounded. He's not well-rounded yet. He's got a new coach. He's changing his team. He's still figuring himself out. It's hard to go in there for the heavyweight title without having stuff locked in, rock solid, with a team and with a whole infrastructure that is tried and tested. So I think it's a little bit of a rush trying to get him in there just yet, but he has the physical tools. He's quick enough. I've seen him slipping punches. I've seen him sparring Derek Chisora. Very impressed with Derek Chisora. His head work, his body assault. He was a lot better after watching him in sparring than he was when I watch him in fights.
Right.
And he needs to bring his fighting style a lot closer to how he spars. But that takes time. It takes experience.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of work to do, but he's got all the tools. He's not like he's chinny or he can punch. You know, he's physically big enough. He's strong enough. Got good amateur pedigree. Yeah, he for sure. He is one of the brightest heavyweight future stars.
And a final one. Do you think Tyson Fury is retired? And do you ever have any regrets that you weren't in the ring with him?
I think He's not retired. No, he's number one in the world at the moment, and there's somebody else out there. I think his ego is too big for him to have those unanswered questions out there.
About Usyk, about Joshua. Yeah.
I guarantee you go to anywhere in Eastern Europe. There's a few people who are boxing experts. They think he's the man. They think he's just got the kryptonite to every heavyweight because of his amateur pedigree, because of his cruiserweight campaign, undisputed champion. You've got a perfect opponent, someone who, if Tyson Fury beats him, he can say it now, but there's no question. It is undisputed that he is the number one. At the moment, he doesn't have all of the belts. You need to have all of the belts, ideally, to then say, there's no disputing, I am the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He wants that. He wants to be that person before he retires. I believe. I'll be very surprised. I'll be a bit saddened if he does retire. I think it'd be a crazy waste. I think it would be. I don't know. Yeah, he hasn't lost the fight. It's crazy to retire in what appears to be his physical prime and his peak. His performance against Dillian White the other night at Wembley, very, very impressive. He just took his time, lined it up, and that was it.
Levels, yeah.
Levels, and he's at that level where he doesn't look back in 10 years' time and the question marks, I wonder if you would have beaten when you wouldn't have beaten, was there. So I think, and obviously the amount of money it would produce, amount of fans would go, you could put that anywhere in the world, it will sell out in a second. So
no regrets you didn't step in the ring with him then?
No, I couldn't step in the ring with him. I wasn't physically able to. So, going in the ring, unfortunately, it wasn't to be. If it would have happened in 2013 when it was scheduled to happen, he wasn't the man he is today.
No.
Yeah, that was a very different Tyson Fury back then, and I kind of liken it to when Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo Alvarez. He beat him when he was 22, 23, without the high level world experience that he has now. So he's a much bigger, stronger, well-rounded fighter now than he was then. I know, knowing his style, he would have been significantly easier to beat then than he is now. He'll be very, 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 very hard to beat with the current version of Tyson Fury.
Great stuff, David, but also great outfit.
No, you got to do it. It's not easy.
Thank you, my friend. Cheers.